Hello, my beautiful budgeting people. Today we're going to talk about my budget in 2024. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay. Welcome. Welcome back if you've been here with me before. Thanks for coming back. I'm glad every single one of you is here. So let's dive into this 2024 planner that I have been spending a lot of time decorating. Instead of doing, more productive things with my time. But anyway, I decided to just go with a basic dot grid planner. The most successful I've ever been with budgeting is when I've just had a notebook and just doing it my way, right? There's some really great budget planners out there, but I'm just going to go with this. I think when I mess up or I don't, if I miss a page or miss a week, I feel like I can't use this book anymore. So if I have something a little bit more flexible and a little bit more like customizable, I think that will work for me. Anyway, it's worth a try, right? So anyway, I got out my washi tape and my pens and I had a little bit of fun. So anyway, I've been thinking about my goals, and I know I did a video not too long ago where I kind of brain dumped some goals, but I've thought about it, and I've solidified them a little bit more. So these are kind of my main goals. They're not really in any kind of priority, but this is what we're going for. So one of my goals is I want to cash flow a trip to Disney, maybe as early as April. It just depends on more like our schedules. And of course, how much we're able to save. But I think we'll be able to do it with some other the savings that I've done. So I've got some completed savings challenges already that could be earmarked for, starting that fund. And my husband also gets a very, generous bonus in February every year. So some of that could go towards the Disney trip, etc. I want to be able to make one extra mortgage payment this year, even if it's in December. By this year, I mean 2024, this coming year. I want to continue adding to my kiddos' education fund. I don't have the specific goal yet for it. Same with the amount for the cash flow of Disney. It all just depends on what we want to do at Disney, where we want to stay, all that sort of stuff. So I've done some research. I have an idea of how much it's going to be, but I haven't decided exactly what all the options we're going to do yet. I want to fully fund Christmas, but this year I've upped the amount for 2024 to $1,200. I did $1,000 for 2023, and that has been depleted, but it wasn't quite enough. So, it would have been plenty. That was a bougie thing to say. It would have been plenty. I just kind of, maybe it went overboard at Christmas. Not so much that we went into debt, but just so that we weren't able to save as much in December as we would have liked, because December is a magic month for us, a magic month for my husband's paycheck, which is sizably larger than mine. We just, more of that went to Christmas than to savings than we would have, had hoped, but we didn't go into debt for Christmas, which is awesome. But anyway, for next year, I'm going to up it by a couple $100. See if that helps. I want to continue building my CD ladder, my January through June, and I want to add to the ones that I've created already here in 2023, the July through December. And I need to do an update on my CD ladder because I've been adding to it. I just haven't been updating all y'all's on it. So maybe I will do that in the new year, and I'll do an update on the ones that I haven't updated you on yet. But I have been continuing with it. For instance, in December, I added, I think it was 335 to the CD, and the CD was at 5.25%, which is awesome. I also want to complete a 100 envelope challenge. this is my kind of my lofty goal. Even though it's not my highest goal, it's the one where, since I'd be saving it in cash, obviously maybe I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to go about that. Am I going to use envelopes? Am I going to use one large envelope that I'm just putting everything in and condensing it? I haven't actually decided that yet. And it could be that I switch halfway through the year going, okay, I'm going to start putting some of this back in the bank, because having this much cash on hand, it makes me a little uneasy. I'd much rather be secure in the bank and potentially earning interest. But anyway, that's a loftier goal for me. I'm hoping I would love to finish it, but at the very least, I'd love to put a really good dent in it. And then my husband and I want to max out our Roth IRAs. And next year, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they've increased the limit to $7,000 per person. So that for my husband and I would be it would equal $14,000, which is a lot of money. We do automatically save this. We consider it a bill. It is our second largest bill every month, a second to our mortgage. We are debt-free aside from our mortgage, so we just kind of considered this a bill. And the mortgage comes out of the last paycheck of the month, and maxing out the Roth IRAs come from the first, because of how we have them all, how payments come out. So it's been working for us. We've done it for the last couple of years, but they keep increasing the amount, which is great, because the tax advantages of the Roth IRA are awesome. So, if we're able to put more into it, we're going to. It's just it's turning more into a stretch goal. That makes sense. So anyway, I've put the amount here, and I've created a space for, date completed, because I am being optimistic. I'm going to put the date completed. I'm going to put a space for that, because that's going to get filled in, right? Yeah. And then I saved a couple of pages, because I think that I'm going to maybe use them for something, and I'd much rather have extra pages in here than need them and not have them. So anyway, this is my creation for January 2024. This is my page. This is the layout I'm going to try. It's a fairly common layout. So I've got all of our bills. I've got our automatic savings, my spending or variable expenses. And by mine, I mean my husband's and mine, but and the sinking funds and cash stuffing. So these aren't, these sinking funds are not specified. They're not listed out as line items, but I've got like my holiday binder and travel mini challenges. So like when I do my mini challenge stuffings, and then my short-term and my long-term sinking funds. And I have created some pages in the back to track sinking funds as individual funds. And then I created this calendar page with our paydays. My husband and I get paid offset, which is awesome. So that means we get a paycheck every week, but his paychecks, which are these larger, brighter colored stickers, are larger than mine. So it's like we've got a mini payday and then a large payday and then a mini payday and then a large payday, which is, definitely better than, no mini payday. And then I have this spending tracker. I don't know. This is probably not going to be enough space. So what I might do is I might just fill in. I have space for an extra line. So I might do that and then double the amount of rows that's here. And then finally, I have a closeout page for January. Again, that's why I like the concept, at least, of using a dot grid notebook. Because of if I do this layout for this month and it doesn't quite work, I can tweak it for February. So I don't know what this box is going to be used for yet, but I'll figure it out. This is sinking funds used. So for example, my husband's birthday is in January. So I can say I used birthday money and I used $100 of it. That sort of thing. Or winter activities. I have a short-term winter activities sinking fund. I can say, I used $40 for that because we went ice skating and had, hot cocoa or whatever. that sort of thing. And then I have kind of a mini goals tracker at the bottom to say, what did I do this month? Even if it's nothing, I'm going to write it down. And as you can see, I haven't completed filling this out yet, but then I have like how much and then what percentage of the goal I've made it to. So I'll refer back to that first page with the goals. So that's kind of my plan for January. And then like I've said, I've created a few pages in the back where I am going to be tracking a few other things. First off, I'm going to be tracking my CD ladder. And I've started filling this out, but it's just a matter of filling it out. But this is the basic concept of what it's going to be. I'm going to start, what's the beginning? What's the interest? Well, I wouldn't have had anything in there, so there's no beginning balance. And then there wouldn't have been any interest earned. But hopefully, I'll have added something. So ending, I'll put, say if I add $200 or I create a January one for $200, the ending will then equal $200. And so, but when I get down to July, I'll put in what it started at. I can't remember. I think it was 200 something, 220. And then what the interest was earned over the 12 months. And then what it will be at the end of the month. What the balance will be after I've added to it. Or if I withdraw it because interest rates are, plummeted again, which I don't think that's going to happen. But again, I'm not an expert. Don't take my word for it. I think they'll go down, but I don't think they'll plummet. Anyway, like I said, not an expert. Don't take my words as gospel. Anyway, that's what the CD ladder will be. And then I also wanted to track my Etsy payouts. I've been getting about the same amount every month, which isn't a ton, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of enough to pay for our electric bill, at least during the lighter months. So it's kind of, when I equate it to something in real life, it's kind of a nice bonus, and it's something I enjoy. Etsy payouts, and then this blank section is I haven't decided what I'm going to track there. But these are, just so I can have a little bit of a tracker for a couple of different random items throughout the year. And then I have a sinking fund tracker where I have each month and the name of the sinking fund. So it'll be, what will the balance be at? I've decided to be at the end of the month. So I'm not gonna, I'm gonna start this, on probably February 1st and say, or January 31st and say what the end of month balance was. And I'll make sure to note that on here so that I don't forget, because that's something I would do. So anyway, that is my so far plan for 2024. This notebook, I just got this off of Amazon, and it's got a nice hard plastic cover, because otherwise I would destroy it. The only thing that so far that I don't really like about it is as you get closer to the end of the book, these barbs on this barbed elastic, they stick out, so when you're writing over them, you've got this bump. But other than that, so far, that's the only thing that kind of made me a little bit crazy. But it's, I'm hoping it'll work for me. If not, that's the beauty of personal finance, is it's personal, and I can readjust. I'm not, this is not something set in stone. It's something that can be adjusted and reevaluated. So month to month, we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see how I stick with it. All right, that is everything I have for this video. Is just kind of going over overview of my 2024, or at least January plans. And yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. That helps me out a lot. If you haven't yet and you'd like to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join me, especially as we go into the new year. And if you have something to say to me, go ahead and put it in the description below, or in the in the comment box below. I would love to hear how, what your favorite type of budget planner is. I know there's many of you who use digital spreadsheets. There's many of you who use like a specific product for their budget planner. What is your favorite, and what if there's been one that you've tried that didn't work for you at all? I'd like to hear that too, just because I want to hear everybody's perspective if they're willing to give it. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Take care.